Everybody's saying this is Drake May's primetime coming out party. I hate to say that that's the case, but in a lot of ways it is, right?
Yeah.
And for a guy who didn't throw a touchdown pass, didn't score a touchdown, was sacked 4 times, but still had a 100+ quarterback rating, Drake May did some unbelievable things against this Bills offense. And the Patriots defense, I thought, was the hidden star of this game. Christian Gonzalez looked otherworldly. Josh Allen looked pedestrian. He looked confused, but in the pocket. And that was one of the first times that I've seen him all year without answers and without like a confidence. And maybe that's has been building a little bit. Like he had the no touchdown game against the Jets. There was a couple, the Saints
Yeah.
game didn't look good. And maybe this was kind of their slap upside the head game to get right before the important games and the meat of the season. Either
Right.
way, this is a significant game. I mean, this is.
I mean, is it fair to say this is way more significant for one team than it is for the other?
Well, here's what I'll say. For example, let's just play a chaos scenario here where the Bills endure a lot of injuries, maybe an important one. And then all of a sudden you're playing New England again this season, and that game determines some sort of a tiebreaker scenario. Like if Buffalo goes from undefeated and incredible to middle of the like let's say this turns into the AFC North, then it becomes a big deal. But I agree that this is like, okay, if Vanderbilt knocks off I don't know, Alabama.
So I would say the interesting thing about Buffalo to me, and I've sort of like I track. You guys, have you seen the thing I was tracking with the Panthers where it was like they were getting beaten 52-7, then they scored 55 unanswered points, then they had 57, whatever it was, all of that. That's sort of been the way the Bills season went too. You know, like they got pushed around by the Ravens, and they came back and were outstanding for the last 10 minutes of that game, right? Unbelievable. Then they blow the Jets off the field in week 2. Then they come back, and in week 3, if you watch that Dolphins game, I'd say, what was it, for the first 20, 25 minutes, it looked like that game was going to be 100-0. Right. And since then, they haven't quite looked the same. Right? Because it's like you look great at the very beginning, or you looked bad at the very beginning, then you put your foot on the gas, and you get past the Ravens, you beat the crap out of the Jets, and you like just get on top of the Dolphins. And since then, it's been you let the Dolphins back in the game, you screwed around with the Saints, and now you lose to the Patriots. And so I do wonder if part of this too is like, you know, I mean, they're at the point now where they're everyone's big game, and there's an adjustment that comes with that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like for everyone has a chance to turn their season or define their program, like you said, playing against Buffalo. And like the Chiefs are very used to that, right? Like I think that was sort of the hidden story of the Chiefs season last year. It wasn't how they were just surviving. It was, they were taking everyone's best shot, you know?
Yeah.
And like every week they play, it's an opportunity for someone else to prove themselves, you know?
Yeah.
And I think Buffalo sort of almost feels like maybe they're adjusting to that a little bit now, right? Like where it's Josh Allen and the big bad Bills, and, you know, every week you are like the coaching staff you're playing against is emptying the clip on you, you know, and the players are all locked in. And I mean, I don't know, like I think that part of it is real, you know. And the Eagles are going through it too, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think there is something to that. Not to take anything. I mean, the Patriots were, I mean, to me, like I thought the play style, you could see that they played violently. They played fast. The offensive line looked better than I mean, I was stunned how good the offensive line looked on balance. And Drake May looks like he can be, I said this last week, like I think like he now looks like, all right, like this is going to be like a top quarter of the NFL quarterback. And that doesn't sound like much, but that means top 8. And once you get past the first 4, right, you're Lamar, Josh, Burrow, and of course Mahomes. You get into the Stafford, Goff, you know, Hurts. Like I think Drake can be there soon, right? Maybe not now, but soon. I think he can get there.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say, and again, I think
I
that,
think Jaden Daniels, now we're forgetting about him, but Jaden Daniels is in that group.
yeah, there was a Commanders fan that probably almost spilled his Cheerios before
Yeah.
you caught that. But
Sorry about that, Washington.
look good on Sunday, and we'll get there. But
Yeah, and you want to guard against being a prisoner of the moment, but I mean, he has been building to this too. Like he's looked good the last few weeks, so it'll be interesting to see where he takes it from here.
I do wonder if the Patriots are going to be able to get more games like this out of Stephon Diggs when it's not the team that he used to play for. But did you see the stat? It's like literally his 2 best games ever are against the team that got rid of him.
I mean, there's no. This is going to sound like it's not a shot, and it has nothing to do with what happened in the spring on a boat with Cardi B. But I mean, he looked like he was on a cocaine high, like the energy he was playing with. It was unbelievable. I mean, like the energy he played with was like, holy crap. You know what I mean? Like, I was so impressed with him, like, cause he's still like less than a year off the ACL. And I don't know exactly where, I don't know exactly how sustainable it is. I mean, obviously he's not going to have that stat line 10 for 146 every week. Like that's not happening. But, I know what the Patriots thought of him, and that like at this point of his career, he's probably purely a slot receiver and, not a true number one, not a guy who can win on the outside quite as much as he used to be able to. And, I mean, this looked like old school Stephon Diggs, so we'll see.
I mean, he got it. You got it for the game that you needed it for. But I mean, that he was literally the difference maker, right? I mean, you have Trevion Henderson and Antonio Gibson and Ramondre Stevenson combining for what 2, 3.5, and 4 yards a carry. Nobody over 25 yards. This is not the Mike Vrabel team that we thought we were going to get. And if you look at the receivers too, after Diggs, who had 10 catches on 12 targets for 146 yards, you had Hunter Henry, 2 for 46, Kayshon Boutte, 3 for 43, Demario Douglas, 2 for 17, Ramondre Stevenson, 2 for 13.
I think even that's significant because I think that's part of Drake's growth too, was spreading the ball around. And yeah, Steph got the ball a lot, but I mean, if you made
that into a pie chart, everybody else got like a kid slice,
right? But that's still what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys.
Yeah.
On top of that, with multiple catches, right? Yeah. I think if you look at like it does mirror what we saw over the first month of the season from him, which was I think in week 1 it was like Booty was the main guy. Then the week after that it was Stevenson. Then Hunter Henry, and then the last 2 weeks Diggs. So there's just a lot. I mean, there's a lot to like about the way Drake Maye's playing. And I think a lot of it, like until yesterday, was like how well he was playing in structure, how he was being able to go back and forth between the aggressive and the patient. And then like last night, I think you saw some more of the Superman stuff, like where, I think it's interesting because I think the comp I had for him when he was coming out, you can look it up. It's in my it's in the column I do every year on the draft quarterbacks, was he's Justin Herbert physically with the Josh Allen play style. Because I don't think anybody's Josh Allen. You know what I mean? Like Josh Allen's just this. There's no one like him, right? But he does have a little bit of that Josh Allen play style where physically I think he probably matches up with Justin Herbert a little bit more.
Choosing work boots used to mean sacrificing comfort or durability. If they felt good, they didn't last. And if they lasted, they wrecked your feet. Brunt thought that was BS, so they built tough boots that feel great from day one. No break-in, no sore feet, because people out there doing the real work shouldn't have to choose between comfort and durability. Guys, I got the Marin boot scent, and I'll tell you what, it felt like my favorite pair of sneakers right out of the box on the feet. But then you bring them out, was doing a little patchwork on the stone wall behind the house the other day, needed my tough boots, and I felt totally comfortable and secure. And let's be real, you can also just throw them on with a pair of jeans, and they look great when you wear them out. These are no doubt the most comfortable work boots I've ever worn, and they're built to perform. Whether you need waterproof, safety toe, soft toe pull-on, or lace-up, they have options that can handle whatever job site you're walking into. And Brunt stands behind what they make. You can wear them to work, and if they're not right for you, send them back. I don't know any other brand doing that. That's a company that believes in their product. Brunt isn't just about work boots. They offer a full range of high-performance gear built for the tough jobs. I got the hat with the little pencil holder in it, too, when I'm doing a little bit of work in the basement. From heavy-duty work pants, weather-resistant jackets, Brunt designs durable, reliable workwear to keep you protected and productive in any condition. Brunt was tired of the workwear brands out there cutting corners. You work too hard to be stuck in uncomfortable boots that don't hold up, so they built something better. Boots that are insanely comfortable and built for any job site. For a limited time, our listeners get 10% off at Brunt when you use code MMQB at checkout. Just head to bruntworkwear.com and use the code MMQB. You're good to go. And after you order, they'll ask where you heard about it. Do us a favor and tell them it was from this show. We got some breaking news in here. 10 a.m. As we close the Patriots segment, the North Carolina Twitter account has been bullied into posting Drake Maye highlights.
Oh, what an amazing turn of events.
And the best part is nobody's happy about it. Just a couple look at the comments here. I mean, that's why we're all here. Jordan is going to be pissed. Whoever posted this, good for you. The whole Belichick narrative to not post anything is so childish. LOL, does this mean that they fired Belichick? The admin went rogue. Better late than never. Took you long enough.
At that point, though, like, I'm glad we're doing this live. At that point, is it would it be better for them to have just not tweeted anything for the next 6 hours? I think that probably would have been the way to go, you know?
Yeah, you gotta, what's the thing? You gotta tweet through it, right?
No,
like,
I think what they should have done is not addressed it and then waited for like him to be named like AFC Offensive Player of the Week or something like that, and then just retweeted that, you know?
Oh my God.
I think that would have been the move.
We gotta go. We gotta get on to the next thing. But I just gotta say this. It's a bummer to me. You cover coaches, right? But when I came into the league, a little bit different than you. Like, my first year was 2010, and by then you were in your mid 40s and had covered the Patriots for a quarter century, and so you and Belichick were more contemporaries in terms of age. But I was 22, okay, and that was in the height of the Patriot dynasty and the Patriot way and the mystique and all that stuff. And I remember the first time that I got to interview Belichick one-on-one, and I say interview in air quotes because what you did back then was you submitted questions to Bears, his personal consigliere, and then Bears like dictated the answers back to you with like the voice tones and the inflections and everything. At least that's how it worked for this feature story that I did on Belichick. And at that moment, and the answers were good. Like, the story was really good. And at that moment,
if you got Belichick going on anything like football wise, or about the Giants, like, he was awesome.
And I felt like in that moment, as a young person, it felt so important. And it was this thing where it was like, wow, I've made it. You know, I tapped into this thing. And now it's just like, I don't think you can cheapen the memory, but it's just, it's weird to see how all of this has transpired. Anyway, let's get into it.
Here we are, you know, like, it's just
yeah, we got a bustling.
I mean, I'll say one last thing about this, all right? Because I do think this is this is, I mean, to me, the crux of it, right? Bill should be Nick Saban right now. Bill should be sitting on a TV set in a suit with everyone wanting to hear what he has to say, a godfather of the sport. Yes. I think Nick Saban is drawing an absolute playbook for how a legend walks away. He is now like, he is a dignitary. Like, it's almost like he's a senator now. You know what I mean? Like you just, and I think that's what Bill should be now, and not futzing around in the ACC. You know what I mean? And I love college football. I'm not one of these, not one of these NFL people that looks down their nose at college football. Everybody who knows me knows that, but like, I just feel like this would be, if Bill was just, on the, I don't know, on the NBC, on the Football Night in America set in a suit. It's not the same as being on College Game Day, of course. But I'm sure by then, if Bill asked, like, if he loved the college atmosphere, right? And Bill retired and be like, hey, I want to do College Game Day. Who's saying no? Right.
Like,
right.
Do you think anybody's saying no to that? It's like, okay, you do whatever you want. You could be Reese Davis. I don't care.
No. I just think it's like, that's the thing is, like, that's what he should be doing, and I wouldn't begrudge, like, look, like, we all only have so long to live. I know that sounds dark, but like, and I know how much he loves coaching, and I actually respect that part of it. You know what I mean? Like, that he wants to coach so badly that he was willing to do this. But I do think for the rest of us, there's that element of it, like, where it's like, he should be Nick Saban right now, and unfortunately, that's not what's happening.